is said that George Washington Henderson could at one time in the early 1800s stand on the top level of his home here called Henderson Hall, and everything he could see from the Ohio River, all the land, belonged to him. This was perhaps one of the finest homes and plantations in this part of what was then Virginia.
This room is what the family referred to as the boys' room. It was used by the sons of the family over the years, starting with my great-grandfather.
Michael's the fifth generation of his family to live here, and nothing the family ever acquired seems to have been discarded. The home is a cluttered living museum.
The dress that you see here is my great-great-great-grandmother's wedding dress.
Journals by his ancestors are stacked in piles near bookcases that date back to the 1700s. A letter to the family from Confederate General Robert E. Lee lies on a desk in one of the parlors. And although this home lies just across the river from Marietta, Ohio, it was a typical Deep South plantation.
The Hendersons were slaveholders. They brought them with them from Virginia when they first came.
In fact, he has his ancestors' original journal from 1799 naming the slaves that he owned, the slaves that built this house.
There was one situation in, I think, 1847, where a number of slaves left and went through the Underground Railroad to Canada. And one of them, named Isaac Hayes, later wrote to Mr. Henderson and asked if he could return. He wrote from Toronto and said that he had not left because of any ill treatment.
Michael says the man did return and stayed for a number of years, then left again with a wife. Michael insists his ancestors were not cruel to their slaves, but this also was found in the family archives.
This is a slave bracelet, the key and the bracelet I guess they wore around their ankle.
They were often used to punish slaves or to keep them from running away. When this part of the state seceded from Virginia to form West Virginia during the Civil War, the Hendersons freed their slaves. Henderson Hall is open for tours from May to October and for group tours by reservation anytime. It is also one of the stops on African-American historian Henry Burke's Underground Railroad tour. It traces the escape routes of those who fled across the Ohio River to Marietta and to freedom. We'll take a look at this on Wednesday night on our one-tank trip at 6 p.m. on Fox 8 News. A part of Old Virginia, just 3 hours from Cleveland, and it's just a wake-up one-tank trip. I'm Neil Zerker, Fox 8 News, Williamstown, West Virginia.